Back today, I wanted to go over some things that I really love about AirPods. In fact, I personally consider them one of the best designed products Apple has ever made. Sure, memes aside and trolls aside and all that other sorts, some people might bash them for being super expensive, and other people might bash them for being, from Apple and whatnot. But to be honest, they're a genuinely really good device. So, of course, first off, we got ourselves the main concern. Do they stay in people's ears? And this is where I noticed that they're amazing. I think the main reason that headphones would fall out of ears in the first place is because we'd accidentally tug on the wires, or the wire would add extra weight, or we'd tug on our phones, and basically it would go slipping down and fall on the ground. And people were worried this would happen with these headphones as well, except Apple designed them in such a way that they're just so lightweight that they're just never fall out. I have never, ever a single time had these fall out of my ear, and I have really weird shaped ears, and everyone can vouch for this. Like the odds of just spontaneously falling out of ear every other pair of headphones, it just doesn't happen. It's weird, but the design is great. It's ergonomic, and props to Apple for making something that it just works. And I remember them talking about how they, I think they surveyed 100,000 ears before making these, so good for them. It does actually work. So that brings me to another point. So, of course, we got ourselves these things not falling out of ears, which is one of the big problems. But let's say they do drop out of your ear, and you do drop them out of your hand, or they just drop out of your pocket or something, and you lose them or something, right? But they're still close by. You just lost them. You just dropped them. You just can't find them. Well, one of my pet peeves, but also a really awesome upside, is this Find My iPhone feature, except it's Find My AirPods. So you know how you have Find My iPhone and you can ring your phone when you lose it? You can do the same thing from your phone or a device, and you can just say ring your AirPods, and afterwards this kind of annoying sound will start playing, and you will know where it's coming from. It's really loud, it comes out of the headphones, and it's really awesome for being able to track these down. So if you guys have AirPods and you have never used this and you lost them or something of those sorts, keep in mind that this is a real feature and it's really awesome. So that brings me to another point. Continuity. So these things work great. They sync well with Apple Watches, they sync well with iPhones, but they sync to an extreme level. When I first got these, I thought they were like, your average pair of Bluetooth headphones, and you kind of take them out, you have to go into settings and connect them. No, I just opened the case and they popped up on my iPhone, and I was like, what the heck? The W1 chip is insane, and I could see the battery life on there, and they just paired. I just hit pair, and that's it. They've been paired since. They work so ridiculously well, and the same thing, Apple designed it so you take it out of your ear, and not only there's a music pause, but the AirPods kind of go into this little sleep mode, and then you put them back in its case and it starts charging, and everything is seamless. You don't have to worry about the whole Bluetooth aspect of things. It's kind of easier than even having to plug something in, which is kind of ridiculous. But that's what Apple's going for these days. They're going for the whole world where there are no more wires, because people hate wires, and it's kind of annoying in some cases, like them removing all the ports and having to deal with dongles. But in terms of AirPods, it works really well. Now, it works really well to an extreme. You see, range on these is really good as well. You see, I'll leave my iPhone in maybe the top room of the house, maybe 4 stories up, and then all of a sudden, let's say I want to keep going down. Well, get this, the range is so good on these, I don't know why, I think it's because of the W1 chip, that I could go downstairs to all the way to maybe the first floor or even the basement before these things start stuttering. The connection is that great. I don't know how or why, but they are better than any other Bluetooth headphones, except maybe Bluetooth 5.5 headphones that I have tested ever. And I've tested so many Bluetooth headphones that I don't even remember a tenth of them. So that's a thing. Another thing that I have to talk about is, of course, the battery life. You see, one of my favorite aspects of these is that everyone's going to tell you the battery life is great. Apple's going to tell you 24 hours if you use the case and whatnot, and on average you get 5 hours. But what's great is you could, technically speaking, just keep one in your ear and you might get double the battery life. You don't have to keep both in your ear, which is what I always do. You might look a little dumber, but at the same time, I want to be able to talk to people and hear what they're saying, and this Bluetooth and the W1 chip allows you to do that. Literally have one charging, always, and then when one dies, you just put it back in the case, and then you take the other one out, and you keep talking to people and listen to music and go on your way. It's amazing. This gets taken to the next level. Another thing I love is being able to share headphones. This brings me to my next 2 points. So you have one, and then you have another one, and this is where range comes in. You see, someone gets sometimes in the past where we had normal earpods, you'd get wires, and if someone tugged down the wire, both headphones would come shooting out, and you're in the middle of a movie on a train. It's just really annoying, and it would happen every 10 seconds because people like moving. Well, that doesn't happen with AirPods. They're still, you have one, your friend has one, and it's perfectly fine, and he can take it out. You can start playing again, and nothing will go wrong, and it usually doesn't fall out of either of your ears, and there's no wires to deal with. It's awesome. The other thing this leads me to is that every other pair of headphones I've ever had get uncomfortable after long periods of time. If you have on-ears, they're probably the most comfortable headphones you could possibly get. Those Bose on-ear Comfort Plus headphones, those are beautiful. They're nice. They're for like airplanes, literally. But even those get uncomfortable, and they leave red lines on your face after a little bit, right? They're obnoxious, and they look funny. They don't look funny, but like, you know, they're big, bulky. But if they're on your headphones, oh my god, I cannot stand on your headphones. Like you're after a while, your head feels like it's caving in on itself. It's ridiculous. And then the same goes for normal Bluetooth headphones. You know, the ones that just get stuck in. You just stick them in your ear, and they have the little rubber tips, and you can never figure out which size is gonna fit properly in your ear, and they always fall out every 10 seconds when you go on a run. Yeah, those. Well, you see, the problem with those is you keep those in your ear for a long time, and not only can you not hear a single thing that's going on outside, but on top of that, they get super uncomfortable, and your ears start to like throb after a little bit. I don't know if everyone has sensitive ears like mine, but I've always had these problems. You try wearing normal headphones for 5 hours, you'll go insane. But wear AirPods for 5 hours. I've done it. I've worn them for a whole day, and it gets to a point where you don't even notice them. It gets kind of dangerous. Like if you have your music paused, you might accidentally fling one out of your ear, and you would never notice the fact that it's gone. That's how used to you get to these. That's how awesome they are. It's cool. They're seamless. And back to the sharing point. The other thing I noticed about these is that, like, when you're sharing headphones, you know, sometimes your friend gives you their headphones, and if they're in your headphones, you look at the headphones and you're like, this is freaking disgusting. I don't know if I want to stick these in my ear or touch them or go anywhere near them. They're usually just, and even for me, like when I use my own headphones, sometimes I look at these in-ear headphones and I just look at them, I'd be like, this is disgusting. Like, I don't actually want to be using these. And sometimes if you have a white wire, it gets even more disgusting. That's all I'll say. With AirPods, they're designed in such a way that they're not actually like stuck in your ear. They're just resting around or on your ear, right? And they're resting in this light way where they don't really get dirty. Thank God, because they're white. And so when you give it to your friend, like they'll look at it and they'll be like, "Oh, this is super clean. Like it just stays clean." So that's my main point. They stay clean, and you can't really vouch that for almost any other pair of headphones unless they're like on your or in your head or over ear headphones. In ear headphones with the rubber tips, they're probably the worst in terms of gathering just disgusting stuff. So pointing that out there, they stay clean. That's another reason that people really, really love them. Now, my other thing that I want to mention is the fact that they are super portable. You see, you have the option for the case. The case is amazingly designed. So you put them in the little case and it charges, and you can open the case and it seamlessly pairs and all that, but you don't technically have to have the case. The headphones themselves are so tiny. You can fit them almost anywhere. You know those little small pockets jeans occasionally have? I could literally fit these things inside of there. So they're super portable, super light, and they're super comfortable for long periods of time. Basically, check all the things you possibly could want on headphones. My final thing that I'll mention is that they hold value really, really well. I mean, like, if you lose them, you gotta find my iPhone. But if you do lose them or something, really sad, because almost in what I've noticed up until really, really recently, when the AirPod 2 rumors finally started coming out, these things have maintained their $160 value over the course of the entire 2 years. Like, I bought mine and I looked on eBay, like, used pairs. They were still going for $150, $10 of depreciation after using them for 2 years. Obviously, battery life will take a hit, but short of that, that's amazing. So, obviously, when AirPod 2s come out, these things will devaluate. Maybe. I want to make that a massive maybe, because Apple is potentially going to make their new AirPod 2s $200. So, maybe these things won't actually go down in value, and maybe they will be $160 forever. I don't know. I don't know how the market works, but that's just a little something that I thought I would point out. I do have a lot of pet peeves about AirPods, but I'm going to get to that in another video. Aside from that, I think Apple hit the nail on the head with everything. The fact that it has like this vibe around it where, you know, like the whole Broke 5 and the memes and all that. The marketing, I don't know if Apple did all that on purpose, but they're a massive company. All those memes and things, they marketed AirPods perfectly. Like, they knew that Bluetooth would one day kick off. They knew getting rid of the headphone jack would eventually become a trend as more and more phones became waterproof. I don't know if you guys forgot, but that is the reason they got rid of the headphone jack, waterproofing. And so these headphones came in at a perfect time, and they patented the heck out of it. Have you seen a single other company that have come out with a pair of headphones that looks anything like AirPods? I know Samsung came out with their little Samsung Pod things, but let's be real, that just looks like another pair of generic Bluetooth headphones. No one can copy this particular weird design where it has a trillion holes on it. Like, Apple, I don't know what patents and trademarks they have, but whatever it is, they're not messing around. They don't want anyone else to touch that design. And AirPods will probably forever be iconic to Apple, just as EarPods have been to Apple. It's cool. I like that they made them. I love that they figured out all the different options. If there's any point I want to leave you guys off on, it's sound quality. If you guys ever get the chance, go on YouTube and go on 8T Music and then search for, I don't know, some of XX's songs or something of those sorts, and then listen to some 8T songs on AirPods. That is truly understanding the sound quality, the three-dimensionality, and how crystal clear the audio is. And if you have time, if you really want to go on some hi-fi audio sites, I know no one really cares, like Tidal and all that, then go ahead and check it out. It sounds so crisp on AirPods, and to think that they could shove all that technology, like technology that you'd think would be in a high-end pair of like $600 Beats, into this tiny little thing, it's pretty incredible. Like, I know the memes make fun of these, but to be honest, I think they're a really good device. Go ahead, if you never did purchase them, I would argue that once you do, and once you try them, you will fall in love with the sound quality, or the portability, or the seamlessness. There will be something that keeps you from returning these. Trust me, there always is. That's why they're literally everywhere now. All in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be me logging off.